Welcome to the podcast. I'm your host, James Protin. Every week I will be sharing the experiences that have defined my journey and talking with people who have their own powerful story to tell. It's about doing better and being better in life, business, and all things in between. The visually inclined can catch us on YouTube, or you can check us out on just about every podcast platform. Good morning, everyone, and welcome to the podcast. Our guest today is one of my favorite people. I call him my brother. He's been a mentor, a friend, just about everything that you can imagine business-wise. So please welcome to the show, Armand Ferrara. Welcome, my friend.
Well, glad to be here.
Yeah, as I said, we were talking. It only took us 101 episodes to get you to sit down with us.
Not bad.
I actually think I asked you first before anybody else.
You were pretty close to being that.
And it just, you finally found your way over here.
Yep. Well, our paths finally crossed in this little studio there.
We are happy to have you, and it's good to catch up. You know, there's so much to talk about with Armand Ferrara. There's a lot to unpack. I mean, you've been a lot of things to a lot of people when, you know, you're known for real estate, business-wise, professionally. That's your thing. You've been doing that since the late 80s, right?
33 years.
33 years.
Yes.
But I think what some people probably wouldn't know about you is that you had a career before that.
I've had many careers before that. I mean, all the way back, you know, you go to college to do something, and I went to college to be a speech pathologist. My sister-in-law was a speech pathologist.
Okay.
I thought, sounds cool. Well, in the process of going to college, Vietnam was going on, and my dad got cancer, and we had a family shoe store and shoe repair shop back in that time period. And I remember he died before I finished college, and I had to take over the shoe store. So I'm a 20-year-old in college, running the shoe store, repairing shoes, which I did for a few years. And then from that point, I never did teach. I sold cars. I sold mobile homes. I ran 3 mobile home sales lots. I went into commercial finance, motorcycle dealerships, insurance, and then real estate. So this is the longest I've ever done any one thing. 33 years.
That's amazing.
Yeah.
I remember the shoe place, but did your dad teach you how to do that? How did you?
I grew up, I mean, just 6 years old. We lived at 8th Street in Fallowfield.
Yeah.
The shoe shop was on McCain Avenue a couple blocks away. I went to St. Jerome's School. I'd walk with him to his shop. Yeah, at 6. He'd walk me up to school, and after school, I'd go back down. I'd watch what he did. I shine shoes. I mean, that age, 8 years old, because I remember I was 8 years old. I had a shoe shine box. I used to go on every corner in Charlevoix, somewhere different every Saturday, and shine shoes.
No way.
And I know you were younger than me, so at 8, you weren't even born yet. Charlevoix was packed.
Well, I remember. I was born in '60, so I remember. You know,
I made all this money shining shoes.
that's crazy. But I can see that because I remember even to the late '60s. You know, when my mother had the shop in town and we're doing those things. I remember the people. Oh, Armand, wow. You know, it has to break your heart.
Just know what the heyday was like.
Yeah.
And everybody knew everybody. And all the business, but you talk about a chamber of commerce. I mean, it was a chamber with a merchants division who ran all the sales. And the 13 shoe stores, we were one of them.
Charlevoix.
Yeah.
One of the greatest marketing campaigns ever.
Though we were in competition with each other, we all knew each other, and we put those things together to make it work.
Yep.
And it did.
And and that's those days are why to this day I believe that everybody can win. There doesn't have to be a winner or a loser. Everyone can win.
Absolutely.
That town proved it.
Oh, it sure did. We did a Pittsburgh run because in that time we sold shoes.
Mm-hmm.
You go to Pittsburgh, that's where the distributors were.
Right.
So Sundays was the day you go to Pittsburgh and you say 6 of those, 12 of these, load up the car, load up your shelves when you went home, and you're ready for the next week's business.
No kidding.
Yeah. I mean,
that is so cool.
Unbelievable.
It was a different time.
It sure was.
Different time. And
sure was.
You and I, we knew each other, but we really connected at the chamber, Mon Valley Regional Chamber of Commerce. I became a member and then ultimately got on the board and executive committee. And I remember you and I talking one day. We went to breakfast at My Girls. At the breakfast at My Girls. You had been president for about, I think it was like 16 or 17 years at that point.
At least.
And we kind of,
I have about 28 to 30 years as president.
I know.
Over time.
yeah, I know.
There.
You told me something was going on and you just needed to step away. It was we made a deal that we would just flop roles, right? And you took the seat on the executive committee, and I became president for about 3 years. And I've never forgiven you for that, by the way. No, it was a great learning experience for me, you know, as far as dealing with people and understanding business and how relationships impact business. That was an amazing learning opportunity.
Because we thought it's a time that it would have been good for you to do.
And it was.
I mean, there was a lot of people I could have kicked.
Yeah.
But I thought, Jamie's the guy.
It just goes and shows the importance of every interaction. Everybody that comes into your life comes there for a reason.
Sure, good or bad.
Right.
And you learn something, good or bad.
Right. So if you hadn't seen something and done that, you know, that was something that really had a positive impact in my professional life. That really did.
You know, I can't ask for more.
So how do you look at mentoring? Because you're one of those guys, you're not a raw guy. You're a guy that goes out and does things, and you let all of us watch how you do it. But you never told me how to be president of a chamber. But I like to think that the way I carried myself when we were at meetings and as a leader, that I kind of mirrored, you know, the way you do things.
You did, or I would have told you.
Exactly.
Because you're right. I'm not a raw guy. I am, but I'm a behind-the-scenes raw guy.
Right.
And that's from people that I learned from.
Okay.
You know, when I was in the mobile home business, I had a guy that was one of our repair guys, you know, that set mobile homes up. He was probably 15 to 20 years older than me at that point, and I was in my early 20s. And he not only worked for us, but his wife and he worked for a very wealthy family in Oakland.
Okay.
Very wealthy. And he had them invite the whole staff of the mobile home division to go to their house for a dinner one night. And that was like the first time that I was with money, so to speak.
Okay.
And anytime you go out to dinner, I mean, you're sitting next to your wife or girlfriend, right? Well, we got there, and I'm sitting here, and my wife's like somewhere else on the table, because the thought process is with these people, you know your wife,
right?
But you don't know the person that's sitting next to you. How are you going to know them without talking to them? And how are you going to talk to them if you're not sitting with them? So nobody sat with anybody they knew, which was a wonderful experience.
Oh, I can imagine.
And then Jack told me one day, he said, I want to tell you something. And he said, I learned this from working in Oakland. You're a good person. You're the boss here. And my whole process was, you say hello to the boss and you say goodbye to the boss. And that's where the line should be drawn. And if you remember that, you'll never get in trouble. And it's so true.
Yeah.
It's so true.
It is.
Like, they don't want my 2 cents. I might have it up here, but unless they ask for it, don't offer it.
How's your lovely wife? How's Cherry?
Cherry's doing well. She's been retired for a few years now, and we love every minute of that.
Good for her.
So not that she gets to spend more time with the kids.
Yeah.
You know.
How's it? Have you gotten used to that yet, Pat? 'Cause that's a cool thing.
Oh, yeah. Oh, I love it. Love every minute of it. I mean, you know, as they get older, things, they change because they're getting older. They have their own thing to do. But
Sure.
just this couple of weeks ago, now Tanner is 9, and they both love soccer.
Okay.
So that's what they do together. They like soccer. But to do stuff together is a little bit harder now.
Right.
You know, Tanner wants to do this. And
So the age difference starts at this age. They start to get.
yeah, so we wanted to go to the movies, but Tanner said, you know, so Blake and I got in the car and we went up to Greensburg to see Ferrari. You go out, because Blake's loved cars from the time he could stand up and play with it. and he's loved NASCAR that long.
Okay.
He must have 200 or more NASCAR die-cast cars.
Nice.
And he played with them every single time it was about, every time.
Yeah.
Either our house or his house.
Mm-hmm.
So we went to see Ferrari because we thought, based on the previews we saw, it should be some, it was like a story about Ferrari.
Yeah.
Not the car.
Not the car.
So there was some racing stuff. So, but we still, I'd love to do stuff like that. It was just like our time together.
And especially when you get some one-on-one time.
Yeah.
You know,
it really is.
It with both of them. And it's so important for them.
Oh, absolutely.
You know, because they just being around, I mean, and kids that, I feel for kids that aren't blessed with their grandpa, you know, because it's something that they miss out on, and they never know what that is.
For sure.
Because it's totally different than dad.
Oh.
You know, I guarantee you were different fathers than you are grandfather.
Oh, definitely.
Yeah, we all.
Well, yeah. Let me say this. Probably. Because I loved Amanda as a little kid.
Mm-hmm.
And she was in the Martinets, and it was like parades every week and practice every week, and it was like in the car, out of the car, drive to here, we drive to here, drive. And I enjoyed that time too, because when you work, and I worked, that precious time that you can spend with them, absolutely, is so important and just wonderful.
Well, everything you've done in your career, much like me, has taken time.
Oh, for sure.
You know, as much as anything else.
Right. In real estate, people looking for houses, they usually work.
Yeah. Hopefully.
So if they're not working, they're not going to be buying. So you have to work around their schedule.
Right.
And if they're working until 5 and they can't see anything until 6 or later, that's what you do.
Yeah.
But you can't beat it. You know, of all the businesses I've been in, Jamie, of all the businesses, and people say, why real estate? Well, let me tell you, I had train stores, I had shoe stores. I had motorcycle, snowmobiles. That all takes money, right? So you stop a motorcycle dealership. I had a $750,000 inventory. And so you borrow that money,
Right.
unless you're a multi-billionaire.
Yeah, and you can
So you borrow the money, you're paying interest on it, and you're hoping to sell something. So you can pay the interest, pay the loan, pay the bike off or whatever.
Yeah.
In real estate, all the inventory, think about this, all the inventory that I have and every other real estate company is my inventory. And guess what? You don't pay for it.
Right.
It's there.
It's
there.
It's there.
So how can you beat, if anybody wanted to be in business, how can you beat having an inventory that doesn't cost you?
You have an unlimited supply of product.
Right.
You know, it has to be more than enough for everyone.
Plus it doesn't keep you here.
Yes.
So if you have a store, so I had a shoe store in Charlotte, I'm there. I had a motorcycle shop in Pleasant Hills, I was there.
Yeah.
This, you say, we're going to move to Butler. Can you help me? If I study the market, yeah, I can help you. Absolutely. Let's go to Butler. It's what you want to do.
And then you spent a term on the real estate commission.
Yeah, I had just finished up 18 years.
Wow. Oh, that's
And
more than one term.
that was fun.
That's more than one term.
Yeah, every term 5 years. And I started with somebody had passed.
Somebody, yes, I remember.
Yeah.
I remember when you said that. Yes.
And that was one of the reasons I got you to become president.
Right.
Because I just didn't feel like it.
So explain, what is that role? What is that role in the overall in the common?
The commission really is the enforcement body. Like people say, so-and-so's doing this to me when I was on a commission. It's like, well, I know that's not legal, but you have to turn that in to the Department of State, because that's who does the investigation. We don't see any of that until it goes through the process. And once it hits the process, then it comes to us and we review it and say, okay, oh, this is bad. And you either make a decision or bring them in for a hearing.
Okay.
And that's what basically they do.
And you have enforcement powers, so you can suspend a license, you can fine,
And pull a license, period.
That's interesting.
What is interesting. And it was a great experience, again, seeing what goes on across.
Yeah, and you know, again, sitting on a statewide commission and anything is impressive. That's impressive stuff.
It was good time. It really was. And again, you learn more.
So I want to talk real quick while we have some time about faith. I have come to a point in my career, in my life, that I honestly believe that every business has to have a soul, okay? And it's a tagline on our website, for the marketing business, because I think that if you are an entrepreneur, if you're in business, it applies to corporate America as well, and your ultimate goal for being in business is to make a profit. Now, everybody should be in business to make money. There's not, but
Exactly right.
But if you aren't driven by something beyond that, you're more likely to fail, because if you have a purpose to your business, if you have a core belief that drives a purpose, the profit will come, the money will come. But if you're just there, people will pick up on that fact that you're just shallow. You're just right here at the surface, and you care about their checkbook more than
They're strictly in it for the money.
right.
And that shows, to me, it shows fairly quick.
Okay, yeah.
Fairly quick. That you can say, this guy's just in it for the money. He doesn't care about you. He doesn't care about family. All he wants to do is pad his pockets with as much cash as he can and live for himself.
That's exactly.
Doesn't give back to the community. Doesn't give back to his church. Doesn't give back to family. It's just all about that individual. And I've seen it. I can't tell you how I've seen it.
And you'll go somewhere else.
Absolutely. Everything that I've done, I don't do anything without praying about it first.
Absolutely.
And once I get the prayers through, I really feel that I'm guided in the direction I have to go. Whether it's the right direction or the wrong, it's ultimately your choice.
Right.
But to me, to pray on that choice, to give you some guidance, some thought process, something, what am I missing?
Mm-hmm.
And to me, it's paid off tenfold.
Oh, and that's another thing I got from you, because I'm very, very much the same. I follow my faith and my belief, and I mean, yeah, every once in a while you're wrong. You're not going to hit a home run every time.
Motorcycle shop is one.
There. Right.
It about buried me.
Yeah.
I mean, that was a lot of inventory to carry. It's a lot of money. I really did not. I never even rode a motorcycle. I didn't ride a motorcycle until I bought this.
Do that. If you're not even a motorcycle guy and you bought a motorcycle franchise, what? Why?
Well, I was in a mobile number.
Yeah.
And I really felt after 5 years, I was with them 2 years, and I left, and I went to PNC Bank.
Okay.
And I had 5 promotions, 4 laterals. Okay. They promoted it was not mine.
This is one of those promotions that we're not going to give you a raise, but we're going to give you a
New title.
Yeah,
more responsibility.
I got it for you, though. Yeah.
So I'm thinking, this is nice, 9 to 5.
Yeah.
Weekends off. I wasn't used to weekends. I never had weekends off.
Yeah.
Never did. Well, my old boss said, hey, you want to go to lunch? And I said, yeah, let's go to lunch. And he said, what are you making at PNC Bank? And I told him, and he said, if you come back to run the division, both lots, he said, I'll double what you're paying. Wow. It gave me about 15 seconds to think about it.
Yeah.
And I went back. And then after 3 more years, I'm thinking, this guy's young. I really like what I'm doing, but am I going to get any further?
Right.
And a mutual friend said, hey, a friend of mine has this motorcycle dealership. He wants to retire and be great for you. You're good in sales and you're good at it. I said, okay, let me look into it. So I looked into it, went to PNC Bank. I said, I need some money. And they said, for what? And I told them, I gave them a business plan. Got the loan, bought the franchise. I said, I better learn how to ride a motorcycle.
Yeah, it wouldn't have been a good look riding up on a Harley without with training.
Oh my God!
What was? Can you say what was the brand?
It was Kawasaki.
Kawasaki.
It's Kawasaki of Pittsburgh. I mean, that was the name when I bought it, and I left it.
You left it.
Yeah. Yeah. So I started with 400 cc's, and by the end of summer, I was on a 1700 cc race bike.
Wow.
So it was fun.
Yeah.
But it was a learning experience.
Sure.
But out of all the things I've done, that was probably the biggest. I didn't pray on that one long enough. People and what you can learn from them, good or bad. Then you have to decide which direction you're going to take that knowledge. But pray on it before you do anything. Pray on it.
Absolutely.
There's no doubt about it.
How about the blog? How about your little message, your Facebook message? I do it, you do it. I mean, it's like,
We've been doing that for at least 8 years.
absolutely.
At least 8.
Absolutely.
And
And
you get a memory pop up everywhere. 7 years ago.
7 years.
I've had this 7 years. And I do. People would always say, where do you get that?
Yes.
And I'd say, well, I wake up in the morning and like, I don't know. It's just like something comes to my head and I just write about it. Because, to do it as long as I've done it, not really realize that I've done it that long.
We do it for exactly the same reason.
It's just like, it's just one thing. And then the Observer said to me, do you mind, could we print some of this? So every day in the Observer, they have Armand's inspiration.
Nice.
And they take one of, like I sent them 30.
Yeah.
Because I'll go back through what I wrote and show it to them.
Absolutely.
But I said, I can't just make this stuff up. Like, I wake up and
It's there.
it's there.
It's there.
But if I had to sit down and say, I'm going to write about this, it will never be the same.
See, I'm the same way. That's why I get up in the morning. I write. I do it in the morning, and that's why I posted it.
I'm still asleep.
Because it's, well, I'm an early riser.
You are.
It's like, now I've been doing it so long, my clock just goes off. I'm always awake for the alarm, so, but that's, in that quiet time is the truth when you can, because you can.
And you do a nice blog.
Well, we both.
But I just do it as a little short, you know what I mean?
Oh.
I could probably do long, but I want to just get my point across so people just read it quickly and just go on. But I've had many people, and it's nice when you do that. And you get all the comments on Facebook, which is nice. But since it's been in the Observer, I'll be at Shorty's getting a hot dog or something. Somebody will be walking by, like, you just feel them stop.
Yeah.
They come back. You're the guy that writes. He said, I really like it. Or my brother's mailman said, I love your thing. He said, it's just short to the point. He said, sometimes I put it on my bedroom, on my mirror in my bathroom.
Nice.
And I said, that's great. Just to know one person gets something out of this.
That's why you do it. Live, love, learn, pray, inspire. Which one of those, or which ones of those resonate with you?
Well, definitely pray. To me, prayer is the pinnacle of all that.
Yeah.
Because without it, you're running blind.
Right.
You really are. You're going to be inspired, but without that guidance, where's the inspiration going to bring you?
Right.
So to me, prayer is the most important thing to yourself, to the people that know and love you.
There you go.
And you'll never go wrong with prayer.
Right. Well, listen, thank you, my dear friend, my brother. Thank you so much for joining us. I enjoyed it.
It was great.
Yeah.
Great sitting down.
Hey,
Yeah, great.
Excellent.